if not unspectacular this season for Kirk Cousins. They're in position to make the playoffs. If they started today, they'd be the 7th seed. Quick drop underneath. Nice reach by Tyler Conklin, who's having a great year as a tight end pass catcher, to the 32-yard line. So no Dalvin Cook. Obviously, that means, once again, Alexander Mattison is going to be the lead back.
Yeah, and he's been unbelievable. I mean, you talk about a guy that understands the zone running system, either tight or wide zone, put his foot in the ground and start working from one hole to the next until he finds his opening and then hits it hard. He's done a great job instead of Dalvin Cook.
He did not play last week. He was on the COVID IR, missed the game against the Bears. He's back in tonight and in the pattern, and the recipient of the pass and the recipient of the hit from Ernest Jones, the rookie linebacker who's playing better and better. Stops him shy of the line to gain. It's a 3 and out.
Well, here you got Jones right here, and he's just playing this flat. So he's the flat defender. As soon as he sees that back, he just puts his foot in the ground, stays on top. See how he's on the top shoulder there, driving down on Mattison. Really nicely done.
Took over the starting linebacker duties when Kenny Young got traded to Denver to bring Von Miller in to Los Angeles. Jordan Berry had a punt block last week by the Bears. He'll kick away to Brandon Powell. Fair catch. Out of bounds either way, right near the 30-yard line. And that's where Matthew Stafford and the Rams will set up. Matthew Stafford last week, key drive in the 4th quarter. A couple of big touchdown drives to Cooper Kupp to beat the Seahawks on Tuesday night. He's had a great year in his first season with the Rams. 2nd behind Brady in touchdowns, 3rd behind Brady and Derek Carr in yards.
The guy is unbelievable. He's been an elite quarterback for a very long time. Now he's got the supporting cast with him, and that's why he's leading this playoff run for the Rams.
A win today, and they're into the playoffs. Sony Michel has played very well the last few games, and a very good run to start the day. 8 yards to the 38-yard line. Big key for the offensive line, no Andrew Whitworth, so David Edwards moves to left tackle. Coleman Shelton makes his 2nd career start. And you know where your eyes go, man. That's Cooper Kupp on the outside.
Automatic. Number 10, Cooper Kupp. I mean, he'll line up at the X receiver, the F wide receiver, the Z wide receiver. He'll line up in the backfield. He'll line up at tight end, for crying out loud. There is no position this guy can't play. Such a difference maker for the Rams offense.
Just off the line of scrimmage here, almost like an offline tight end. Good run on 1st down, means 2nd and short. And Sony Michel moves the chains with a 2-yard run. Minnesota defensively, they've given up a lot of big plays over the course of the season. That's been a problem, but on the back end, when Harrison Smith is back there, the 6-time Pro Bowler, you feel confident.
Yeah, run support, no question about it. Also disguise. I think that's one of the things that sets him apart. He can be playing the deep 3rd safety from the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden the ball snapped and he's flying back there. You never know exactly what they're going to run based on the disguise of Harrison Smith.
Folks on the West Coast will appreciate this. Eric Weddle-like in his play. Stafford loves the play action and the boot action, but a bad throw nearly intercepted by Cameron Dantzler. Van Jefferson was the closest Rams receiver, but that errant throw ends up harmlessly incomplete.
Just love. Watch 54 right here, Eric Kendricks. He's just going to sit in the hole. Watch him get back here. He understands what's coming. Looking for those crossing routes, just get in the way of the quarterback's vision. So he's got to layer that throw, and he's trying to get that over route right here. That's Van Jefferson, but that window is just closed down because of what Kendricks does, recognizing exactly what he wants to get.
Cooper Kupp sits in the zone, and see Anthony Barr trying to rip the ball out of Cooper Kupp's hands. It'll set up 3rd down and 5. What a fabulous year for Cooper Kupp. Just named to his first Pro Bowl and currently leads the NFL in all the Triple Crown categories. There hasn't been a wide receiver Triple Crown winner in 16 years. Cooper Kupp potentially could be the first since Steve Smith in 2005. 3rd and 5. To the right near the sticks. They're going to mark him at midfield. Tyler Higbee back in the lineup, holding on to that football. This will depend on the spot, and it's good enough for a first down. Welcome back, Tyler Higbee.
They've really missed him, and what you can do with him outside the numbers. You see that? He's just going to run a little under route right at the sticks. As soon as he gets it, bam, hit it, catch the ball, but he can line up inside, outside. He's one of those matchup targets for this Rams team that really sets them apart.
So Mike Zimmer, who had a successful challenge last week in Chicago and has been successful 52% of the time as a head coach in his career, throws the challenge
Minnesota
flag.
is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was actually short of the line to gain. Timeout.
When does Higbee have possession, and is it at the line to gain? This will be a challenge and a review and a big decision early. As often these plays come down to, it's timing and position. Dean Blandino's with us on this challenged catch. Dean?
Yeah, we've got a couple of things working for us here. We've got a big line, the 50, and we had a really good look right down the line. The key is going to be control, and where is the ball in relation to the 50 when he's first contacted right there. Looks like the ball is just short. It's close, but I think this is short of the line to gain. And again, it's where's the ball at that moment of
After review, it was determined the runner did not make the line to gain. Will the game clock operator please set the game clock to 10:53, please? 10:53. It will be fourth down, and Minnesota has successfully won the challenge and therefore will not be charged a timeout.
Dean, we appreciate the walkthrough there. Walk me through the play by Dantzler.
Well, Dantzler does a great job. You're going to see the under route on top right here by Higbee. Now watch him come in and actually tackle the football. So he grabs onto the football, and that doesn't allow Higbee to fall over that line of scrimmage. Fourth down and 1 creates this short yardage situation.
Stafford very good as a quarterback sneaker. Oh, but he dropped the football on the snap. He was able to recover it, and he's now 14 for 14 on 4th and short in his career.
Well, just like they planned it, right? Now, sometimes once you get that snap, you want to hesitate for a second. Well, that created the hesitation, let that offensive line really surge in that little wedge right there. And fortuitous bounce, he picks it right back up and falls forward for that first down. Obviously, that's not how you draw it up. I was kidding about that, but the result is a good result for the Rams to keep the drive alive.
You'll take it if you're Sean McVay right there.
Absolutely.
So from the plus 49, a fresh set of downs. Off the fake to Michelle. Stafford for Cup. He's got him. First down inside the 30, thrown down by Mackenzie Alexander at the 29.
Just the route running ability of Cooper Kupp. Watch him just slow play this off the line of scrimmage. Just let the in-cutting route on the outside occur, and then just flow to the out of bounds line right there. Get between the corner and the safety deep. I mean, it's just a beautifully executed route, beautifully executed by both quarterback and receiver.
Beckham in motion, handoff Michelle. Good seal along the edge. Cooper Kupp was part of that blocking pattern. And Eric Kendrick stops him after 5 yards. This is another reason you appreciate what Cooper Kupp does.
Right, well, watch him on the end of the line of scrimmage against the defensive end right here. In combination with the tackle, he sets the edge. Now he climbs to the second level. So he's literally a wide receiver in that particular formation, playing the tight end position. And that's what sets him apart. This guy will play the X, the Z, the Y, the F, the running back. He is all over. The entire alphabet, for crying out loud. He can line up anywhere.
Fake the pitch. Stafford's got all the room on the right side. And he's going to run for the first down inside the 20. Good drive working. The Rams work into the red zone. 10-play series.
And this is when, as an offense, you feel great. Like everything that you're doing is working. We always talk about the efficiency of your plays on first down, on second down, putting you in situations where you can convert on third down. Very efficient drive, both passing and running the football right now.
Stafford dumps it off for Higbee. And Tyler Higbee with his second catch. He's got another first down. Pickup of 11. He missed the last 2 games at Arizona and against Seattle on the COVID IR.
Well, you watch them roll this across and how it opens up everybody on defense looking at Cooper Kupp, and then just a little wide check delay, get the offensive line out there in front of Higbee. Really nice design by Sean McVay and the Rams. Give him a little eye candy with number 10, dump it off to 89, get yourself a first down.
First and goal. Here's Michel with a cutback lane, and Sony Michel just shy of the goal line. It'll be second down and goal. Patrick Peterson and Xavier Woods had to hurry to tackle him.
They're so happy right now in LA to have Higbee back on the end of the line of scrimmage, that time on the backside, setting up that edge for the cutback by Michel.
Michel again, trying to spin forward. He's in for the touchdown. The ball did come out loose. One official signaled for the score, and now the play is finally whistled dead. Official still has the arms in the air.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
All you have to do is break the plane of the goal line, and it's ruled that Sony Michel did as such for the score.
The control, spin, he's on top of a player. Now, boy, did the elbow go down in contact before the ball crossed? Elbow down right there. Was the ball across the line of scrimmage? Look at right here. See him on top of the player. He's good. When the elbow hits, I think he's short of the goal line.
Is there a clear angle of that, clear evidence of that? Can you time those up? And obviously the replay officials have all the angles to be able to sync those together. Every scoring play is reviewed, and that one is confirmed. Sarah Thomas was the down judge who had a touchdown all the way.
Yeah, and I think you're 100% right. You can't confirm if that elbow was down before that ball crossed.
So the Pro Bowler Matt Gay will bang home the PAT. He's only missed one all year. About half of the Rams' drives end in scores. They lead the NFL in rate. They're on the board first. Arizona has lost 3 straight. The Rams have won 3 straight, so they're now in the division lead. A win puts them in the playoffs. The Vikings, as of today, have the tiebreak over both the Eagles and the Saints. Eagles are playing the Giants now. Saints on Monday night against the Dolphins. Remember that the 49ers beat Minnesota in Week 12, so the Niners have that head-to-head tiebreak. Kene Nwangwu, 2 kick return touchdowns this season. Trying to find an alley, he cannot. Jake Funk and the rest of the Rams with great special teams coverage. Michael Hoyt in on it as well. Long field in front of Minnesota. Well, it's time to celebrate because the Fox Super 6 has given away over $6 million in cash prizes. You have a chance to win some more. You can scan the QR code to enter Fox Super 6's NFL Sunday Challenge for a free chance to win $100K. Play that right now. Near side of the field, watch it. You got the matchup. Press coverage, Jefferson and Ramsey. Cousins off the fake. Floyd got blocked off by Chris Herndon, and that allows Kirk Cousins to turn it into a positive play. Excellent job by the Rams defense on the opening series. They forced a 3-and-out, so naturally we have to talk about Big 99, the unique one, the one of one.
He is one-on-one. This guy is a muscle and the best leverage player in the National Football League. In my opinion, he's the best player in the National Football League. Gives me nightmares every time I watch him on film. And he will line up and down the line of scrimmage. He is a problem for everybody.
A lot of the run game, a lot of the game planning is geared towards running away from 99. Big hole for Madison and a hurdle for some more. Out across the 30-yard line. Excellent run of 18 before Leonard Floyd finally caught up to Madison.
So how do you deal with 99? You get 99 on the ground. Watch the cut block. They want to run away from him. That's one of the things they want to do. Get him on the ground, make him get up and chase plays, exhaust him in this, and that's perfectly done by the Minnesota Vikings. Darisaw right there on the ground, cutting through the legs of 99, and that's what they want to do. Run away from 99, get him on the ground.
Go from a tight formation to the wide, empty set, including C.J. Ham, the fullback wide left. Cousins under pressure from Donald. And he'll have to take off and scramble again out at the 35-yard line. Second down coming up.
Just watch Aaron Donald, the suddenness of his pass rush, the leverage that he has. Look at the eyes right here. Never misses with his hands. That's the thing. And now if you're Kirk Cousins, you have to understand, I'm going to have to play this game on the edge. I'm going to have to rely on my athleticism to escape because I am going to be under duress all day long. And there's nothing we can do about it. One of the reasons you want to be able to control the tempo of this game, time of possession, and run the football.
There's Madison, and he gets blown up immediately. Guess who?
Yeah. Just for crying out loud. I mean, this is unfair. I would call a penalty on Aaron Donald if I was playing right here. Illegal avoidance move. Because you can't pass rush during rundown. It's like, you know what? You can't double stamp and triple stamp, Harry. You can't do it. I mean, there he does it right there. I mean, you're pass rushing on a rundown, and in the backfield, that's where he's a problem, and now it puts you in a third down and long situation.
Vikings have dealt with a lot of third and longs this season, trying to convert, and Tyler Conklin has become a bigger factor on these third down scenarios. He's got the catch for 9 to move the chains.
Tyler Conklin's one of those guys, you know, he went on a full ride scholarship to play basketball. And then he walked away from that full ride scholarship to walk on to play football. And look at him. I mean, here's the #1 tight end for the Minnesota Vikings, who started last year at their #3 tight end. Really productive.
Empty set again. Quick throw for Jefferson. Comes back to the ball in front of Ramsey, and they'll mark him right at midfield on a gain of 8. So, Shannon, for the first time since 2013, Kirk Cousins was on the injury report this week.
Yeah, it was funny when we spoke to him on the phone. He said he was actually surprised to see his name on that injury report, but he is playing through a significant injury with that rib. He told us he was going to wear an extra pad between that flak jacket that he wears as well as the shoulder pads just to give it a little extra protection. But, Mark, you ever play through a rib injury? What was that like?
No, I was too fat to get rib injuries. I had too much cushion there, Shannon, but thanks for asking.
More cushion for the pushing, they say. They always say that about you, Mark. There's a first down for Alexander Madison as Williams is there for the tackle. Good drive by Minnesota after the Rams scored, marching down the field on a double-digit play drive. Good series working for the Vikings.
It's a really nice response to that touchdown drive. Being able to mix it up. I mean, Kirk Cousins has scrambled a couple times to keep them in front of the chains, and we talk about efficiency. And that's going to be big anytime you play the Rams because they can put you behind the chains quickly with the athleticism they have up front.
There it is on display. Pressure on Cousins and a perfectly lofted ball on the screen to Madison. Ramsey stops him at the 33-yard line. But another poised play by Cousins for a pickup of 14 to Madison.
And sometimes it's about the play you have called. Watch the bluff on Von Miller right here. Bluff him, bam! Spin around, beautifully executed, then follow that offensive line down the line. Beautiful loft by Kirk Cousins.
After all that, Ernest Jones, the rookie linebacker, is down for LA. We'll be back. Raven Howard just took the spot of the rookie linebacker Ernest Jones, who got rolled up on a couple of plays ago. Fresh set of downs from Minnesota. Kane Nwanwu is in as the lone back. Cousins sets up to throw downfield for Adam Thielen. Back in the lineup and inside the 10. First and goal for Minnesota. Jordan Fuller on the stop.
I love this throwback concept because you think he's going to go all the way across the field, but you watch Adam Thielen. He's going to put his foot in the ground, bam. Now this is designed. I'm going to leak back out of that over route, and Kirk Cousins is going to throw it across the field, completely designed, and they get so many big plays off their running game, off the boot keep game. Nice to have Adam Thielen back if you're a Minnesota Viking fan.
Missed the last 2 games, got hurt early against Detroit in week 13. Timeout used by the Rams defense.
First.
So we're back after this from
Los
Verizon.
Angeles.
Rams in a bit of a scramble situation after the first down pickup by Thielen. They needed to use a timeout. Von Miller coming off a game where he had his first sack with the Rams. This is his 6th game with Los Angeles. He, Leonard Floyd, and Aaron Donald all with a sack of Russell Wilson on Tuesday.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's playing the run great. A lot of tackles for losses.
There's Madison gonna dive ahead. And that ends up being a loss of a yard because of Leonard Floyd.
I'll just take everybody. I mean, look at Leonard Floyd. He pass rush the tight end, hit the puller right here on the edge. So the inside on the tight end Conklin, hit Ham. I mean, you're a wrecking ball right there. That's beautifully done.
Having a great year, signed that extension in March through 24. This drive started at Minnesota's 8-yard line. They bring a run blitz against Madison, who beats the initial surge, but then he's knocked down by Troy Reeder, who's part of that run blitz action. It's going to be 3rd down and goal.
I'm telling you what, let's just bring everybody. I mean, they got Reeder coming. They're just coming all over the place on these Minnesota Vikings in the backfield. And that aggressiveness. Look at Reeder come back after he's blocked. He gets that penetration, defeats the block, falls back in on it. Well done.
Sets up 3rd and goal from the 8. One of the best red zone teams in the league trying to convert. Cousins to the goal line, off the hands of the receiver, and picked off. It is Craven Howard who just came into the game for the injured Ernest Jones with a huge takeaway for Los Angeles. The first interception of his 26-game career.
Well, he's got inside leverage on the inside receiver. That is Adam Thielen. So he's inside here, just hanging inside. And then he's just reading the quarterback's eyes, reading the throat. See him stay in there? Now watch him break on this. Beautiful job by Williams on the outside. KJ Osborne, I mean, you got to catch that. Obviously hits you in the hands. But Johnny on the spot. Howard right there, just feeling it. And Raheem Morris, defense coordinator. Yeah, baby. He likes it. He's just being the get-back coach right there, making sure his guys don't get in trouble.
Well, credit to Darius Williams with the coverage, and Craven Howard, who just came back on Tuesday after missing 5 games with a hamstring injury, comes up with the biggest impact play of his young career. Rams set up from their own 17 after the takeaway. That's deflected at the line of scrimmage, and Nick Vigil just turned around, couldn't find the ball fast enough. It's 2nd down.
Sheldon Richardson, 90, I believe, gets the big paw up. Look at right here, coming in late. Bam, there it is. Knocks the ball up. There's Vigil trying to make that play on the ball. Sheldon Richardson's done a really nice job transitioning outside. He was an inside player early in his career. He's done a really nice job for the Vikings outside.
Final play of the opening period. Stafford rifles for Jefferson and slightly off target, and the rookie Cameron Bynum was hoping to pick that one off and give it right back to Minnesota. That takes us to the end of the first. The Rams with a 7-0 lead and a key takeaway late in the quarter. To the second we go. Selections were announced this week. The Rams have 4 of them, including 4 alternates as well. That group includes quarterback Matthew Stafford. Goes back to work on 3rd down and long from the 17. Screen to Odell Beckham Jr. Cutting it back to the inside. Into the arms of Xavier Woods. They'll knock him down at the 25. That'll bring up 4th down. Good response by the Minnesota defense after the turnover by Cousins. A red zone interception for Kirk Cousins on the last series was the first of the year in the red zone. Now, D.D. Westbrook, who did not play last week in Chicago, is back in the lineup and back ready to return this Johnny Hecker punt. Their catch at the 22. 53-yard kick. Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford. Great connection this season, trying to get on track here in the second. Rams lead. Let's lock in on a couple of former LSU Tigers who have come up as very good friends. The 8-year veteran Odell Beckham Jr. and the second-year man known as Jets, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson with a grab for 9 yards. He is 12 yards shy of passing Beckham's mark for the first 2 years of an NFL career for the most receiving yards. Alexander Madison with a good hole and another good run and a stiff arm of Williams out near the 40-yard line. 15-yard hard-earned run for Alexander Madison.
Well, I love it. Walk up in the A-gap. Watch them get on this right here. That's Bradbury shoving. I think that's Howard out, right? Shoving him out and creating that huge running lane. And I'm telling you, Alexander Madison's one of those guys, when he gets opportunities, he just gets yards. That's what he does.
Kene Wanwu is in, and he gets the toss. Got to shuffle those feet, and he gets brought down by A'Shawn Robinson. We got a game break. We got Carissa Thompson. What's up, CT?
Oh, well, letting you know that the Bucks are trailing 3-0 in Carolina when Bucks offense, decimated by injury. So next man up, Keyshawn Vaughn takes this one 55 yards for the score, his first career rushing touchdown. Bucks up 7-3.
Have a chance to clinch the NFC South.
Well, they have great depth.
Yes.
I mean, they've got great talent. Even when injured, they have great depth as well. They've built a nice team out there.
On second down, screen for Wanwu, and a great open space tackle by Troy Reeder. Third down and long coming up.
Love that. Just go out there and beat your man to the edge, to the spot, the junction spot. See the offensive line coming out there? Just get underneath them. Don't mess with their legs, because you know that penalty now. We've seen that several times if you cut through that offensive lineman. But his ability to get underneath Bradbury out there and make that tackle, Reeder keeping it to a very short gain or no gain at all.
Madison back in for 3rd and 10. Cousins bouncing off rushers. Floyd was coming right up on Kirk Cousins, who had to get rid of the football. 4th down, Vikings will punt, and we saw the matchup we wanted, right? Jefferson and Ramsey.
Yeah, here it is, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and look at him funnel to the outside. I mean, he's just so in-depth, stays so low, change of direction, and when you have that ability to stop that route, now it lets those other guys up front get, it's the combination of rush and coverage. Great coverage allows you to get the quarterback.
There he delivers. Brandon Powell from the 16. Slips the first wave and is out of bounds near the 30. Good punt return by Brandon Powell. Jalen Ramsey didn't press cover DK Metcalf a lot last week. He's up in Jefferson's grill today. Strong month from Sean McVay. They're 3-0 so far in the month of December after they went through that rough stretch. 0-3 against Tennessee, San Francisco, and Green Bay. And they have bounced back. Their numbers are all much better. The running game is back on track. And a big reason why the running game is back on track is Sony Michel, who runs for 10 to the 40-yard line. Knocked down by Harrison Smith. On the other side for the Minnesota Vikings, this has been a problem getting later into the year, and obviously COVID's been an issue for teams. No Dalvin Cook today, but Mike Zimmer's team just 16-18 in this final month of the season. An opportunity for Minnesota to turn that narrative around.
And you see this on tape when you watch Minnesota. It's a 2-yard gain. It's a 1-yard gain. It's a 0-yard gain. It's, they'll have 5 or 6, 7 great plays in a row, and then all of a sudden it's a 14, 20-yarder. And that's been the big issue with the Vikings, giving up those big, untimely plays.
There's Kupp. What a snatch that was, reaching out to grab it at the 46. And he got wrapped up by Vigil and Smith.
They love getting him underneath on the option type of routes, and here you have an option route just against zone coverage. So just sit down between the two defenders, give your quarterback a target. And Sean McVay said something about Cooper Kupp that I loved. He said, whatever you think Cooper Kupp is, he's more than that. So he's faster than you think, he's bigger than you think, he's twitchier than you think, he's smarter than you think. He's a little bit more than everything you think, and that's what makes him so special.
Eastern Washington University, FCS.
Oh, Big Sky. That's back in my stomping ground right there.
Walter Payton Award winner. That's essentially the FCS Heisman. There is another good run by Sony Michel. Picks up 8 more yards to move into Minnesota territory. So Darrell Henderson had been dealing with a quad issue and was on the COVID IR. So Sony Michel has picked up the slack the last 3+ games. This is an issue. Brian Allen, their excellent center, is down for the time being tended to, and we'll step aside. Allen hurt his right knee on the first play against Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago, so Coleman Shelton essentially for 2 games was in at center. Alaric Jackson has only played 3 games in his career, is in at left tackle. Remember, Andrew Whitworth is out. And with David Edwards back to left guard. Here's Michel with another hole and a good move. Harrison Smith chops him down after a 9-yard gain.
So one guy goes down up front, Brian Allen, and 3 different guys have to fill in different positions. So as you mentioned, Edwards, who started at left tackle, moves back to left guard. Jackson comes in at left tackle, and then Shelton, who started at left guard, moves to center. So what do? You run away from him, right? You run to the right side. You run to Corbett, you run to Havenstein over there.
Havenstein back after he missed the last 2 games on the COVID IR. Cut back lane there for Michel. Great play by Harrison Smith. And it looks to be just short of the line to gain. Excellent play by the second leading tackler for Minnesota.
It's all about maintaining your leverage. Watch Harrison Smith right here. Stay on that outside shoulder. Watch him shove in, stay, and then use the body of Cooper Kupp to accelerate back into the tackle right there. You just can't do it any better. Use the body of the receiver to shove him in the hole so the back has to cut back to you, and then use that leverage to bounce out and make the tackle.
Here comes a blitz from Minnesota, and the run against it is good for a first down and more. Sony Michel still churning the legs all the way down inside the 25 to the 21-yard line.
Well, we just talked about Harrison Smith and how he used the leverage. Now watch as you get in there. Now, first off, the push right here is just amazing. Harrison Smith making the tackle. But you start to blitz, you get a little bit out of that gap, a little bit out of your area, as Xavier Woods did, and that creates a big run lane. So understanding leverage, understanding where you want to maintain your outside arm free so you can get back in on those tackles.
Michel with a season high for a first half, 65 on the ground already. There's Darrell Henderson into the game getting the fake. Stafford has Higbee as a release, and he stumbles ahead for a few yards in front of Patrick Peterson to pick up a 4.
Stafford on that boot keep out the back door, looking for a deep crosser. Minnesota takes it away and ends up just throwing the check down to Higbee. But really nice job, because he had him right off the bat, and that's your #1 read, but he's waiting for something deeper down the field to develop. Once it doesn't, he just goes ahead and gets that first down on the check down. On first down, getting that 6 yards or 4 yards on that check down, excuse me.
From the 17 to Kupp. And chopped down by Mackenzie Alexander at the 14-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3. 3rd down coming up. Mackenzie Alexander, he's been key at the nickel spot.
Yeah, watch him, just the shadow across the formation. You're in man-to-man coverage. You've got to negotiate all that traffic. You've got to give up that ground. Does a really nice job. Inside out. Forces him to that sideline on the tackle.
3rd and 3. Stafford for Beckham, looking for the one-hand grab, and it's incomplete. Cameron Dantzler in coverage against OBJ. 4th down.
Maintains inside leverage, does a really good job forcing OBJ to the sideline and then get his head around. Oh my God, you know, OBJ, he puts on a show pregame. I mean, that guy's making those catches all over the field. Look at Stafford says, I saw you make that 8 times in pregame warmups.
Nearly made a spectacular grab. Instead, a 32-yard try from Matt Gay, who had a season-long 55-yarder last week against Seattle. This from 32 to make it 10-0 in favor of the Rams. Mike Zimmer's defense holds Stafford and company to 3.
The Skull Cry is the Vikings war chant.
Some absolute heat from our production truck. Fabulous job as always, and one of the great atmospheres in the NFL. Vikings are 12-3-2 all-time at home against the Rams, their best mark against any current NFC team. Touchback, and we get a lot of big names here, like today's fans in the stands. These are the Freak Brothers. This is on Tubi. If you haven't seen this show, I'll just give you the cast. Woody Harrelson, Pete Davidson, John Goodman, Tiffany Haddish. That's it. All 4 people you like. All 4 people on Freak Brothers, free on Tubi. So we're bringing the Freak Cam here in Minneapolis today.
Well, you know the Freak needs to get going. Justin Jefferson, I think he's at 1 catch right now. He said he circled this game on his calendar. Time to get him involved.
He's on the right side. They'll go to Ham on the check down, and he's tackled at the 29-yard line by Troy Reeder, one of the Rams linebackers. Is Reeder. One of his mates is Ernest Jones, who has to leave the game on the cart. Gone out a couple of series ago. Traven Howard is still in the game. He had the interception on the first series he entered for the injured Jones. On the ground, nowhere to go for Madison. Ran into a brick wall in Greg Gaines. Brian O'Neill, the right tackle, was right in front of Madison.
Yeah, Gaines right down here, and he's done some dirty work. You know, one of the things I love about this football team, there he is, getting the tag down right there. I think Ashawn Robinson also in on the penetration, but these guys all have to, when you play against or with a guy like 99, Aaron Donald, you got to pick your game up. The speed with which you play is one of the things that is very noticeable on film.
Cousins looking for Jefferson, covered by Ramsey and incomplete. A little bit of safety help from Nick Scott as well. And there's Ramsey turning around, doing what he does. You know you're going to hear it from him if he gets the best of you.
Well, they tried the double move right here because Ramsey's known to be a little bit handsy, but he stays on top of that route. Look at him use his body. That's called being in phase. Use that body to force Jefferson, the youngster, to the sideline right there. So now you have double cover, essentially. Inside as a cornerback, outside as the out-of-bounds mark.
We said it last week. Ramsey did a fabulous job on DK Metcalf, mostly playing off coverage. Didn't press up against him a whole lot just because of Metcalf's size. But Ramsey did a fabulous job last week. And Brandon Powell is frustrated right now because Ben Skoranek got in the way of his potential fair catch. So they end up losing about 13 yards of field position. So a long field in front of the Rams with a bunch of all-star level players on the field today. Key game. Rams and Vikings, old school jerseys there too. First meeting of the season, 47th meeting all time, counting playoff meetings going all the way back to 1961. Long field in front of the Rams. Big opportunity for Minnesota's defense to try to get them good field position and the ball back. Little sweep for Cooper Kupp, just to show off how differently they use him. Gets a few yards on the edge against Bynum and Kendricks. 3-yard pickup. Yeah, remember now, if they can force a 3-and-out here, plenty of time for their offense to put a scoring drive together if you're Minnesota. And the other thing you have to understand is the Rams are getting the ball coming out of halftime, right? They deferred, so pivotal drive here for this defense of the Minnesota Vikings to get the offense the ball back with an opportunity to end this game with a score, end this half, excuse me, with a score. 3 timeouts for Minnesota plus the 2-minute warning. Rams have 2 timeouts. Couple of fakes. Stafford, sidearm sling, but it's dropped by Michel. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 7. That stops the clock with 4:11.
And they've really done a great job. Matthew Stafford right here like a little shortstop. Going to turn 2. Look at this. Throw it in there. Got to come up with that if you're a running back, but stops the clock and, like you said, puts a 3rd down and long situation for this Minnesota defense. Key, you got to get off the field.
Stafford under pressure, able to escape, looking for Michel, intercepted. Vikings with a takeaway. It's Anthony Barr with his 2nd of the year.
Anthony Barr just out here in the flat right here. Oh, that's Harrison Smith, excuse me. Anthony Barr right here in the flat as a flat defender, and he's just sitting there, sitting in wait, reads that throw over to the edge, and my goodness, you keep your feet and you're standing in the end zone right here. But nice play by Anthony Barr, and it starts with the pressure. When you can pressure the opponent's quarterback, you can force mistakes. Big time mistake right there by Matthew Stafford.
And it sets up Kirk Cousins and the Vikings at the 11. Cousins grabbed by Greg Gaines for the sack. There is a penalty marker thrown on the play. That's the first flag of the game. It comes with 3:52 to play in the 2nd. John Hussey lets us know. Asking Sean McVay if he wants to decline a penalty. Clearly it's against Minnesota.
Tripping. Offense. Number 56. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 2nd down.
That's Garrett Bradbury back in at center.
Well, he's the one that gets beat. Blocking Gaines right there. Working on him, and just watch the leg kick out right here. Left leg, go ahead.
Kind of tripped him into the sack.
Well, that's listen, I know the stress of being in that position. Grabbing, kicking, it's all fair game there.
2nd catch for Jefferson, and he gets hit by Travon Howard at the 13-yard line.
Nice play. Nice play. I mean, that's how you get your receiver that's struggling right now, struggling against Ramsey. Throw a little bubble screen, a little smoke out there, get him back into the flow of the game. I like that by offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak.
There's a 2nd catch for Jefferson. Barr hoping the Vikings can take advantage of his pick. 3rd and 12 against Raheem Morris's defense. Cousins throwing. He's got Thielen, and he's grabbed from behind by Taylor Rapp. Thielen frustrated and maybe in some pain. Remember, Adam Thielen missed essentially the last 3 full games with that high left ankle sprain against Detroit. He just came back today. Man, he is frustrated right now.
Look at the inside positioning right here by Rapp. So he is basically forcing. He says, you're not going to get inside of me. I'm going to force the outcut, and now I'm just going to stay on top as best I can, wrap your legs up, and make the tackle short of the 1st down.
Again, Shannon told us before the game that Thielen was going to give it a go and to work all the way through warmups to see if he'd be ready to go. Shannon, what do you got?
Round-the-clock therapy is what Adam Thielen's been getting. He just kind of rolled his eyes when I asked him about how much, but he really did not know before the start of this game if he was going to be able to go. Went through pregame warmups, and that's when they made the decision.
Their leading touchdown grabber this year. He's got 10 of them this season. He wanted at least 4 more yards to get a fresh set of downs. Would have been close to the end zone. Instead, Greg Joseph will step on for a 23-yard chip shot to get the Vikings on the board. Still, they have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to come.
We used to call that having a button. Anytime you have an injury, that button's going to get pushed. I guarantee you get on the football field, it's going to happen.
Nice and easy to get Minnesota's first 3 points of the day. 10-3, Rams on top, 2.5 for the 2nd. We're back after this from Uber Eats and Bud Light Seltzer. Well, you can join Fox Sports in giving the gift of opportunity this holiday season by supporting nonprofit partner Foundation for Women Warriors and its effort to serve the women veteran community and their families. You can visit foundationforwomenwarriors.org to learn more. Happy holidays to you and yours from myself, Mark, Shannon, and our fabulous Fox Sports crew the day after Christmas. Hope you all had a restful weekend with some loved ones. Key game. Glad you could join us on this Sunday afternoon. Vikings at 7-7, trying to keep pace as the number 7 and final seed in the NFC West, or in the NFC, beg your pardon. And the Rams trying to stay atop the NFC West and stay a game ahead of the Arizona Cardinals. Brian Allen had to leave on the last series. Shannon, you have an update?
Yeah, Brian Allen, they are calling it a right knee and questionable to return, but I'll tell you, he is doing what he can to try to get back out onto that field. I've seen him over here on the sideline just walking back and forth, really trying to work that knee and get back onto the field.
So they're already thin at tackle without Whitworth and Joe Noteboom. Now Allen, their top center, is out. Shelton remains in the game, throwing the snaps back to Stafford. Michelle having to cut all the way back, and there's Anthony Barr chasing him down, limiting him to 2 yards. That could take us to the 2-minute warning. Pressure from the Vikings. Jefferson on the catch at the 32-yard line. Harrison Smith on the stop. That takes us to the set 2-minute warning. Rams 10, Vikings 3. It's been a fun one so far in Minneapolis. Skol chants alive once again at US Bank Stadium. You see Sean McVay 44-0 in his regular season and playoff career when leading at halftime. Vikings defense, you talk about critical moments.
Yes.
2-minute situation has been bad in the first half this year.
Double A gap, walk up blitzers.
One of the highest double A gap blitz rates in the league. They'll back off of it. Stafford underneath, and he's got Odell Beckham Jr. for the first down at the 38-yard line in front of Eric Kendricks.
The reason you walk up in those A-gaps is you're trying to make sure you confuse the offensive line and get one-on-ones on the outside for pass rush ability.
Back off again, just a 4-man rush. Higbee on the outside. He's able to outrun Barr to the sideline. Gets the first down at midfield, and Matthew Stafford has just moved past Warren Moon for number 12 all-time in passing yards in NFL history. Over 49,300 in his career. You see the updated mark. Last week, he became the fastest quarterback in NFL history to 50,000 passing yards if you count playoff games. Matthews only played in 3 of those, but he's put up big yards in those games. 95 seconds for the half. Just a 4-man rush again. Stafford to Michelle on the release. And in space, Patrick Peterson and Mackenzie Alexander and Xavier Woods all have to go over there. The clock continues to move as they tackle him inbounds.
Sony Michel trying to get to the outside, right? Nothing downfield open for Stafford. So go ahead, check your outlet right here, Sony Michel. Watch just the effort to get out of bounds here. Just driving those legs.
Minute to go, still 2 timeouts for LA. Late blitz, it's Kupp to the sideline, a first down, and the clock stops with a minute to go. No hurry for LA. They'll get the ball, as you mentioned, Stink, to start the second half. The chess moves from the Vikings defense. They end up rushing a defensive back What a grab by Beckham, stumbling across the 25-yard line. 16-yard pickup to OBJ.
This is just a little basic concept right here. It's called bow. Sit down underneath, open up the over route. The basic is what they call that. To Odell Beckham Jr. Just really nice combination.
Looking for Jefferson there, incomplete, second down. Clock stops at 36 seconds.
Love the fact, I mean, it just feels so calm, right? There's just no, there's no frenetic pace to it. It's just easy. They're orchestrating, doing exactly what they want. Matthew Stafford 6 for 7 on the drive.
2nd and 10. Stafford looking for Kupp again. He's got him on the crossing route in front of Alexander. It's a first down, and the Rams will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts with 29 seconds left.
Just trying to get a little switch here on the inside between tight end Higbee, and then just run away from the coverage, right? You're man-to-man with Alexander across the formation. Just run away from him. Give your quarterback a target. And that's what they do with Kupp. They just find a way to get him matched up inside, an opportunity to run away from people. As I mentioned, bigger, twitchier, faster than you think. The connection between him and Stafford is just unreal.
It's been one of the good stories, I think, in the NFL this year. Obviously, the sign and trade with Stafford to get him over here. He's found Kupp 6 times on 7 targets. He's got Kupp lined up next to him in the backfield with Michelle on the other side. Coleman Shelton, the left-handed center, sends it back. Stafford for Kupp in tight windows. It's deflected and nearly intercepted by Boyd. Patrick Peterson locked up with Cooper Kupp there.
Well, Cooper Kupp coming out of the backfield, trying to get to the corner, and just watch the number of people that he attracts. Look at everybody dropping their coverage. He got 3 guys out there. Patrick Peterson, really nice high pointing the ball. Harrison Smith comes over there. I mean, everybody. It's like a magnet.
2nd down and 10. Stafford for Van Jefferson, too tall for both he and Cameron Dantzler. 3rd down and 10.
Oh, just really nice man-to-man in the slot. Watch Dantzler. They're mixing through this traffic, staying on top of that route, trying to attack it at the high point, just out of reach of everybody's hands. But really nice positioning on that throw to create this 3rd down and long.
Vikings looking for a stand. Rams look for a score. 19 to play here in the 2nd. Stafford has one-on-one. Looking outside. The former LSU Tigers are out there. It's Peterson and Beckham. Beckham comes up limping after the play, and Patrick Peterson with excellent coverage.
Patrick Peterson just going to funnel him. Watch him take this inside away. Take the inside away right away. Force him to the sideline and just funnel him where you want to go. And you know you're great when you get that one-handed opportunity and everybody in America thinks you're going to come away with it, right? You've just created a standard for yourself. Comes out of there limping. I don't know if he landed on Patrick Peterson's foot.
Matt Gay, good from 32. And a 13-3 lead for the Rams. Still 11 seconds to play here in the first half. While we have a moment, let's find out what's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report with Kurt and the company.
Hey, TB, what's your sign? I'm going to read your horoscope. Virgo. In your future, you will see highlights of Bills, Patriots, and Ravens, Bengals. That's it. Oh, it also says that you'll also be standing next to a very handsome man at work.
You see that? Where does it say that?
Trust me, it's on the Verizon halftime.
It doesn't say that anywhere. It's not in there.
Listen, it's a very specific paper. It's just it's very specified. By the way, Sagittarius here. My moon sign is Leo. I found out the other day. Don't know what it means, but here we are.
Is he going to be standing next to Howie pretty soon? Because Howie's a handsome guy.
Are you saying Kurt's not a handsome fella?
No, Kurt's a handsome fella.
The handsome mugs coming up for you in our Verizon. Have happy holidays to our fantastic studio crew as well. We appreciate the hard work of everybody who's away from family and friends this weekend working. Well, squib kick off of Josh Metellus, and he's able to recover it. Former Michigan Wolverine was right there to secure it. And still 3 timeouts for Minnesota. They're in decent field position at the plus 46, so you still have time to operate and maybe at the very least get into field goal position for Greg Joseph.
Yeah, you're trying to squib that down through that front line to get it down there to make you return it to eat up some of that clock, and then it hits Metellus. And the next thing you know, I mean, you've got 11 seconds here with your timeouts. You can get yourself into field goal range with a couple of completions.
Motion Madison out to empty it. Cousins downfield. Jefferson couldn't grab it. That would have given him the mark over Beckham, and it would have given him a first down.
Well, Jefferson just going to in-cutting route right here, and it looks like Kirk Cousins wants him to stop. He's just trying to get him to stop. Sit in that hole. Jefferson running across the defensive backfield there. See, he's trying to stop right there. You got to give me a stop.
Yeah, he wanted him to sit, catch, and then use a timeout.
Final charge timeout, Los Angeles. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So now you get into potential Hail Mary mode if you're Minnesota.
See Cousins talking to Jefferson right there.
And again, this is another great story, I think. We obviously talk about Kupp and Stafford, and listen, Kupp is playing at an MVP level. Justin Jefferson is right behind Cooper Kupp in a lot of categories. He's been top 3 all year in a lot of receiving categories. His development with Cousins has been a good story this year.
Certainly has, and he has been tremendous since the day he walked into this league.
Yep. So 5 seconds left. Let's see what Minnesota has in the bag of tricks here. Osborne, he'll go down. Was he touched down by Floyd? Apparently he was. That allows him to get the timeout off for Minnesota. So if you're Leonard Floyd and Osborne hits the deck, you could let him go. They may have ruled that Osborne had just given himself up as well, and that would lead to the stoppage. And it leaves just enough time to get one more play off.
So here's the question. Do you do one of those hook and ladder type of plays, or do you try to roll Kirk Cousins out to the edge, get your receivers down the football field to see if you can't throw the Hail Mary?
Yeah, this would be like a 66-yard field goal from here. So listen, not everybody's Justin Tucker. Made one from 66 earlier this year.
The rollout.
Cousins launches to the end zone. Body's down there, and it's deflected away. That'll do it for the first half. A 13-3 Los Angeles lead. The first half stats are brought to us by Old Navy. 200 total yards for the Rams, a turnover apiece, near even in possession, and a 10-point spread with the Rams on top. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Time for the Verizon halftime report. A happy holidays to Kurt Menefee and company. It's all yours, boys. Trying to spin forward. He's in for the touchdown. Cousins to the goal line. Off the hands of the receiver and picked off. Today's game flow brought to us by Progressive. A couple of the key moments for the Rams as part of a 13-3 lead. Take away a piece. Cooper Kupp already with 6 catches. Justin Jefferson 2 grabs for 14 yards in that first half, and a match with 2 of the best receivers in the league. Brandon Powell will get set to return for Los Angeles as Greg Joseph, responsible for the lone points from Minnesota in the first half, kicks away. Out to the 25 will come Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense. Inside the broadcast booth, Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, and Shannon Spake with you this afternoon from Minneapolis. Just give me a sense of the first 30 and what to expect in the next.
Well, I think when you're looking at the Rams offensively, we know they're going to get the ball to Cooper Kupp, but who else can you get involved in this offense right now? Odell Beckham Jr.'s had some opportunities. Van Jefferson, let's get somebody else involved in this passing game. And then for the Minnesota Vikings, it's all about the critical plays. Make sure you compete during those critical plays.
Sony Michel had a good first half on the ground, and he'll start with about 4 yards as we check in with Shannon Spake. What you got, bud?
Not surprised to see that right there, Adam. Sean McVay telling me he has to get the run game going in this second half. He did get a lot of credit to his defense, that they played outstanding. As you mentioned, held Justin Jefferson to 2 for 14. He loved the red zone interception. Now, under center, Coleman Shelton will remain under center. You mentioned that he's a left-handed center, and Brian Allen, of course, is right-handed. Not a concern for this offense because, of course, Shelton filled in for Allen earlier this year. It was not a problem for Matthew Stafford.
That was week 14 at Arizona, and obviously played most of the game the week prior against Jacksonville when Allen went out with that same right knee issue. Fake to Michel. Stafford, deep shot. Jefferson, double coverage, intercepted. It's Xavier Woods with the interception from Minnesota.
Well, this looks just like the play in Arizona. One of the great throws of the season to Van Jefferson on that skinny post with an over route coming underneath that. But this time played perfectly, obviously studied the film. And there you see it right there. Xavier Woods getting the interception in trail with Harrison Smith, making sure he's got that post safety locked down.
Dalvin Tomlinson with the pressure on Stafford allows Woods to undercut it. That 52-yard rocket against Arizona was one of the best throws in the NFL this year. Perfectly read by Xavier Woods for his third pick of the season. Gives the Vikings the ball right back. And they'll start their drive from their own 38. It's dropped by Madison, and he reached out to rescue it. It'll be a loss of a couple of yards, and Minnesota keeps the ball.
Well, you want to talk about killing your own momentum, right? You come right out at halftime, you create the turnover on the interception, and then put the ball on the ground. You want to take the air out of your proverbial sails. That'll do it right there. At least you got back on that. Look at Madison fighting for it. Great shot, guys.
This time, Jalen Ramsey guards Adam Thielen, and Thielen gets some yardage back and more to the 42. So, as Shannon told us, he was dealing with that left ankle issue. Got tackled on a play late in the first half. Thielen is back out there to start the second half. 3rd and 6 coming up for Minnesota.
How do you get Justin Jefferson involved? So we've seen him locked up man-to-man a bunch with Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey getting the better of that matchup. Start getting him in motion. Start getting him out of these static positions. Move him to make sure that you get him open. You see it down here at the bottom again. Man-to-man coverage on Jalen Ramsey.
Now he's going to back off a little bit. Cousins looking for Jefferson on the quick throw. And that time, he has the catch for the first down. So Ramsey looked like he was showing press, backed off, and that gave enough space for the catch.
Yeah, backed off of that. Make sure you don't get beat deep. Jalen Ramsey. Now, this doesn't even threaten him at all. I mean, this is a guy, as defense coordinator Raheem Morris said, has zero conscience. He does not care. He has no fear. That's the way he plays.
Madison unable to get away from the third surge of Rams defenders. Williams on top of him, down to the field, and Shannon.
Mike Zimmer didn't have much to say about the Justin Jefferson-Jalen Ramsey matchup we saw in the first half, but he did have a lot to say about those obvious passing situations. That's exactly what he said. He said those 2nd and 3rd, when they know we're going to throw the ball, he said we have to get some positive yardage on first down and be able to move this ball effectively.
That's been a problem for them all season long. As you see Thielen going to the sideline. 3rd and long has plagued Minnesota because of their lack of production on 1st and 2nd down. Jefferson, though, has passed Odell Beckham Jr., the most yards in the first 2 years receiving in an NFL career. Oh, that was knocked into the air by Troy Reeder, undercutting the route. And it ends up falling harmlessly incomplete. 3rd and long coming up.
Troy Reeder does a great job. He just understands what's coming from the opposite side. He sees the eyes of the quarterback. Look at him break on that ball, putting that in the air. And again, here you go in a 3rd down and long situation, and everything is open to you. You can play the chains on this if you want. You can bring pressure and try to make the quarterback throw it underneath, rally up, and make a tackle. Kind of the world is your oyster here on the defensive side of the ball.
You see the average 3rd down has been 3rd and 7. It's actually a little bit better than Minnesota's season average. Cousins hit by Donald as he throws, looking for Osborne, can't find him, incomplete. Aaron Donald on the pressure, right in the face of Cousins.
Well, you use him in a looping technique. He's going to loop back around onto the inside right here. Udo, and you know, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, I always love it when you loop a guy like that, because you know it's going to take a little bit more time, but even with that more time, Aaron Donald's still that dynamic a player to get in there and pressure the quarterback.
So now Jordan Berry will punt, and it is Cooper Kupp back to return for Los Angeles. Rams have had a lot of return guys in and out of the lineup this year. A fair catch for Kupp. Just outside the 10-yard line. Rams get the ball back after the Stafford pick. It's been a frustrating return for Adam Thielen. Just hasn't been able to get any traction, nor has the Viking offense. Well, Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson back in 2012 hooked up for one of the best seasons by a wide receiver ever. In fact, the most yards ever corralled by an NFL wide receiver in a single season, 1,964. Kupp is on pace for the single season NFL record with still 2.5 games to play. Could have, with a couple of big games, the reception record, which sits at 149 2 years ago from Michael Thomas. Stafford sidearms it through the middle. He was looking for Sony Michel in traffic. 2nd down.
Boy, Minnesota has done such a just a tremendous job of taking those over routes. Anytime you run that boot keep, you're flooding one half of the field. So you get out there and you're looking for that over route from the other side of the football field to come open, and Minnesota has read that perfectly this entire game. They have not given up one throw in that concept so far to the Rams.
Vikings defense doing a lot of heavy lifting today to keep them in it. Excellent effort against one of the top offenses in the league. Stafford has that one batted into the air. Anthony Barr has his 2nd of the day. It's 1st and goal, Minnesota. And nobody on this front for Minnesota bats the ball into the air better than Dalvin Tomlinson.
Well, he gets the push right here. That's the first thing. Once you get pushed, you get penetration. There you go, pushing the tackle back into the backfield, putting a paw up there and creating the tip ball for Anthony Barr. But it starts with getting that penetration, driving that offensive lineman back into the lap of the quarterback so that you can get that hand up and create a tip ball there. Beautifully done by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Remember, he had a blocked field goal last week against the Bears late in the 1st half. This tip is the 3rd pick of the day. A must-score scenario for the Vikings. Here's Madison. Running left. Pounding forward. Touchdown, Minnesota.
C.J. Ham leading the way. Look at them, just tight end over here. Conklin, look at them sift through traffic here. Find their blocks, sift through. Odo right there as well, 74. And just follow those blocks. Very nice patience by Madison. That's how it's done.
What did we just say about the Minnesota defense? Doing a lot of heavy lifting to keep them in this game. And sure enough, the takeaway leads to the touchdown. Flag is thrown. Penalty will probably be assessed on the kickoff. Look like Rams are in the neutral zone.
Offside. Defense number 33. Minnesota is elected to enforce that 5-yard penalty on the kickoff. Timeout.
First assessed penalty of the day. Big Dalvin Tomlinson, 6'3", 325, big paw in the air. Barr's second pick, and the first touchdown of the day for the Vikings belongs to Madison. Out of the 15 games for Minnesota, Barr has only started 9 of them. He's had knee issues, he's had a hamstring issue, he's on the COVID list. When he plays, this defense is just better. 2 interceptions today after he had 3 in the first 95 games of his career. We've been there for 3 of them this season. Matthew Stafford with a season high 3 interceptions. 2 have come on his last 3 throws.
Here he is. I mean, this is one of those, almost trying to throw it away. There's Anthony Barr out on the outside. He's got those ball skills. And then the deep ball over the top, and Xavier Woods getting that ball, and then back to the outside here. Tip ball. There he is, Johnny on the spot. Suggestion, don't throw it to the side Anthony Barr's on. Remember, he went to UCLA as he was running back, he was a tight end, he's a wide receiver. He's got ball skills.
Yeah, 2 years on offense for Barr before he moved to defense at UCLA. Here is Sony Michel, and he'll pick up a few yards. Sheldon Richardson on the outside with the tackle. Second down for Los Angeles. Tenor of this game feels like it has shifted a little bit in these last few possessions.
Now that's one of the reasons you run the ball on first down. You probably have a second down run here as well. What you want to be able to do is settle it down a little bit. You ran the ball exceptionally well. The atmosphere is huge. The crowd noises is big time right now as these fans are totally into it. Kind of slow them down a little bit. Quiet this crowd down. Churn a first down in the running game.
As you called for, a second down run for Michel. 3rd and short coming up.
3rd and short puts defense in a crunch, in a bind, because everything to you is open. The play action, the run action works well. You can still run the football inside or outside. So it makes the defense have to think about everything to defend everything.
Fake to Michel. Stafford for Beckham, and it's underthrown. Incomplete. 4th and 2. And the Minnesota defense comes up with a stop after the touchdown.
Had exactly what they wanted to. They saw all the motion, all the movement. They identified man-to-man coverage. Now you're just getting Odell Beckham on that over route, and he is wide open. And just an errant throw by Matthew Stafford. I mean, that is, you can't draw it up any better. It's perfectly done from a coaching staff standpoint. Your quarterback just didn't execute on the throw.
There's D.D. Westbrook back to return. Only the 2nd Johnny Hekker punt of the day. He only averages 3 punts per game. That's how good the Rams offense has been on average. But today, the Viking defense stymieing them so far. Their catch, Westbrook. Vikings ball, 9:18 to play in the 3rd. A lot of history between the Rams and the Vikings all time. A good game today in Minneapolis. 7 times these two teams have met the playoffs, including 45 years ago to the day in the NFC Championship game. Bud Grant's defense for the Minnesota Vikings against Chuck Knox and the Los Angeles Rams over at Metropolitan Stadium. Over in Bloomington, Fran Tarkenton led them to an NFC championship. It lose to the Raiders in the Super Bowl that year. The two teams met again the same day the following year in the Mud Bowl in a divisional game. Cousins looking downfield, and Jalen Ramsey recovers on Justin Jefferson. It leads to an incompletion, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Jalen Ramsey just going to mirror Jefferson right here in trail. Wide open. He's got him. Just a little late, a little behind Jefferson. He's got to slow down, which allows, and that's one of the things you love about Jalen Ramsey, just the unrelenting effort. I mean, even when he's beaten, he's not beaten because he's never going to give up on a play.
Pressure being shown by the Rams. They bring it through the A-gap, and Cousins delivers to Jefferson quickly in front of Ramsey for a gain. They'll pick up 6 and set up 3rd down and 4.
Really nice job picking this up. Getting your hands off that. Udo. And then scooping it up down low for Jefferson.
His 4th catch of the day. Manageable 3rd down and 4. Jefferson and Ramsey matched up at the top side. Who moved first? I'm going to say false start against Minnesota. So 3rd and medium becomes 3rd and long.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That says it all for Mike Zimmer there. One of the biggest problems that has plagued the Vikings offense has been 3rd and long, and they have one here on the first accepted penalty against Minnesota today. They've been very well, both teams, in fact, have been very well disciplined today. Cousins gonna have to take off. Needs the 22-yard line, and he's gonna be a couple of yards short. Justin Hollins touched him down.
Well, he was thinking about going to Jefferson right here. So he rolls inside and then comes back to the outside. Little whip route, but there's Ramsey. It's not enough room, and Cousins not quite enough legs to get it done. Agreed that 1st down. But there, I mean, that scramble, if it's 3rd down and medium, you got a 1st down. 3rd down and long, and guess what happens to you? You end up punting.
Crucial moments, right? What do you do on a 3rd down?
Critical moments. They have failed consistently throughout the season. One of the reasons they're 7-7.
Trying to find it, and finally Powell does, and a good return, pointing out blockers. There goes Brandon Powell, punter to beat, into the end zone, touchdown. Just the 2nd punt return for a touchdown in the NFL this season. It belongs to Brandon Powell in just his 4th game with the Rams.
Well, you watch. Everybody stays inside the numbers on the coverage team. So you see, there's nobody outside the numbers. They're not fanning out to create just that whole field coverage right there. And then everybody gets pinned on the inside. They get to the outside. Touchdown. And talk about a turn of events. You go from 3rd down and manageable to 3rd down and long to punting and giving up a touchdown. Those are the critical moments that Mike Zimmer talked about on a consistent basis when we met with him.
What is that, 3 snaps? A 3-snap sequence completely shifts the game after it looked like the Vikings had the momentum.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 22. Los Angeles is electing to enforce that 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. This is the first foul on unsportsmanlike conduct. If number 22 gets a foul in the same category, he will be disqualified.
Harrison Smith after the play. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Brandon Powell, part of a long list of return men for the Rams this year, whether through injury or productivity. They've had to use a lot of different guys, and Brandon Powell, who's been known more as a kick returner than a punt returner, just went 61 yards for his first career NFL return touchdown. 4th-year man out of Florida. Only Jakeem Grant had a punt return touchdown a few weeks ago. Remember, he did that on that Sunday night game for the Bears against the Packers. This one for Powell and a 10-point lead. Somersaults home. Three different punt returners used by Los Angeles, 8 different kick returners used this season. They hadn't had a kick return touchdown since 2017. They hadn't had a punt return touchdown in 6 years. Brandon Powell goes 61 yards. First Ram since Tavon Austin to return a punt for a touchdown. And again, it swings the momentum of the game with that 3rd and 4, false start, 3rd and 9, can't convert on the scramble. And then it ends up being a punt return touchdown. With the penalty, they're going to go a little drop kick here. And it's grabbed by Wayne Coleman, the new addition to the Minnesota Vikings roster. He grabs it and out of bounds near the 10-yard line for Cousins and company. Well, Tuesday, the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl is on Fox. I've gotten the pleasure of calling this game in the past. Always ends up being an interesting matchup with a West Coast team against somebody from the East. And North Carolina State, 18th in the country, taking on Dorian Thompson-Robinson, one of the electric dual-threat quarterbacks in the country. And the Bruins, that's Tuesday at 7:30 on Fox. From the 11-yard line. Toss to Madison, and he gets dragged down by Aaron Donald from the backside.
Well, we haven't talked about Aaron Donald in a while, have we? I'm telling you, the quickness, the explosion, to be able to shoot this gap between the two blockers. You're trying to get the cut on him. Ain't going to happen in the backfield with the tackle. And I don't think there's a bigger chasm between him. Like, when you talk about defensive tackles, he is so much better than the number 2 guy. That to me is the biggest discrepancy in football. Every other position's got somebody that's comparable. Nobody compares to Aaron Donald. It's like war, wins above replacement.
Cousins slings it to Jefferson. He's got the first down. Key grab and a first down for Jefferson. They pick up 21 yards. They'll move the chains.
Well, he's just going to cut. They're going to clear out with the inside receiver. You see it, D.D. Westbrook right there, and just the over, the shallow cross, if you will.
It's a route that Minnesota absolutely loves to use. Madison bouncing off tacklers, was able to get away from Okoronkwo before Jordan Fuller made the stop after a 9-yard run.
I love this, right? Just hit, bam, spin out of it, and just continue to fight for those yards. That's where they need. Just regain your balance. Get yourself going in the run game.
Madison will move the chains. Good job by Traven Howard streaking in, but it's good enough for the first down. We're told that Greg Gaines, who's done a really nice job plugging that nose tackle position since the injury to Sebastian Joseph Day, he is dealing with a hand issue right now, so he is questionable to return. So you see Marquise Copeland in the mix there, 93, helping to play inside next to Donald. Fresh set of downs, 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Toss play for Wanwu. And Kane picks up about 4 yards. Second down coming up.
I know this does not look like, it doesn't look like you're moving the ball with any regularity here in the running game. A couple yards here, a couple yards there. But it's important, because it slows down the pass rush. And the one thing you don't want to get into when you're playing this Rams team is just drop back pass, because they'll destroy you up front with guys like Floyd, with Aaron Donald, with Von Miller. It's an embarrassment of riches, Adam.
These 4-yard runs stack up. They matter in a 4-quarter game. Rams are going to bring some pressure. Cousins has an opening to Jefferson. Slips a tackle, still on his feet, finally dragged down inside the 25 by Rapp. Biggest play of the day is 34 yards for the Vikings.
And that's exactly what it does. When you fake the run, when you run the ball, look at the window you create. Everybody playing that run, playing up tight, and there's a window to Jefferson. And look at the balance, breaking tackles, staying up with one hand. Kid is just tremendous.
84 yards just like that on the day for Jefferson. Wanwu inside the 20-yard line, grabbed by Troy Reeder. And this is what you always talk about. And I know you're a proponent of continuing to run the football, not getting away from the run game. I know that's the offensive lineman in you speaking. But what it does for Clint Kubiak and company is it softens you up for bigger plays. We finally saw that. A couple yards here, a couple yards there, and suddenly they get 20. Here's Cousins, the deep drop on the slant. That's the fullback, C.J. Ham, working on the outside. He's knocked down by Reeder. It's first and goal for Minnesota, approaching 3 to play in the third.
Just a little under route over by C.J. Ham, but how often do you see a fullback out there outside the numbers? And I like the tempo right now. They're using tempo against this Rams team, not huddling up, just making sure they stay on pace.
Screen, Osborne in space. A one-on-one with Jalen Ramsey. And Ramsey did not give up on the play. I'm sure Ramsey's the type of player that you hate to play against, and you love him if he's your teammate. He's just one of those classic players.
Well, here's a complete football player. I mean, look at the wrap up. Look at low to high plane, right? Plant your feet in the ground, strike upwards, create momentum to the top of the seat, and then talk a little smack after you're done.
Second and goal, handoff, and nothing there. Wanwu wrapped up by Donald. Back-to-back good plays on the defensive end for Los Angeles to set up third and goal.
And this is just not fair. Again, a pass rush move on the outside over Darisaw. I mean, he's so quick. Third tackle for loss on the game. I mean, he's so powerful from just a pure kind of just leverage standpoint.
Striking and leverage, right?
So then you want to come off the ball, right, and be powerful with him, and then he just swims you like that. It's just not fair.
Third and goal. Four-man rush. Cousins for Madison, broken up by Travin Howard. And now what's the decision for Mike Zimmer? With still a minute and a half to play in the third, they're going to send the field goal unit out to get points.
Yeah, Travin Howard just really does a nice job negotiating traffic and man-to-man. Here you see him. Watch him just negotiate right here. Undercut right there without hitting Jefferson, getting out there and not interfering. I mean, it's just a tremendous play by a young player, Howard.
We've talked about it. Minnesota's been an exceptionally efficient red zone offense, but this Rams defense has locked in, and the Vikings have moved the ball. 24-yarder to make it a 7-point game with 91 seconds to play in quarter number 3. Cousins looking back at the tablet to try to figure out how to adjust.
Yeah, well, when you figure out how to adjust to number 99, you let me know. Because there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
Big defensive stand by the Rams. Jefferson starting to get heated up, though. He's got 6 grabs for 84 yards. And remember, he's very tight with a fellow LSU Tiger. Odell Beckham Jr. in his first 2 seasons put up the most receiving yards by any player in NFL history for those first 2 campaigns. 2,775. Jefferson has eclipsed that today. The respect level that these two have for one another. Obviously, Jefferson grew up looking up to Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry and those guys who played at LSU. And this was pregame against Baltimore. We saw this a month plus ago. Had the free Odell shirt. This is when Odell was trying to get out of Cleveland, right? So today he's got the OBJ shirt on with the yardage marker. And then OBJ had the shirt with old photos of Justin Jefferson on it from his pre-LSU days. Shannon, that was awesome to see in pregame.
It really was. Those guys were showing off those shirts big time. They had them custom made just for this game. Of course, Justin Jefferson, one of the goals he told me he had this season was to reach that limit and to pass Odell Beckham Jr. He also told me 10 touchdowns and 100 catches. So creeping up on both of those as well for this young guy.
What a season he's had. He had 89 grabs coming in, closing in on 100. Let's see if the Rams offense can get going, though. Remember, their touchdown came on the punt return. 2 picks and a 3-and-out in this half so far. And this is a good way to start for them. It's Sony Michel picking up 10 yards.
I just love the patience. Sony Michel, one of the things they've done, they are a wide zone team typically, but they've really done a lot of gap kind of running because Sony Michel is so good at that. The patience that he shows, just being able to cut inside, pick up those yards.
So the way you explain it to me, I'll try to laymanize it here. The zone blocking scheme that a lot of teams run, all the offensive linemen have to be in perfect sync because you're spot blocking. Whereas in these duo and gap schemes, you're basically picking a spot, hoping the hole's there, and you're going. And that's the system that Sony Michel played in while he was in New England. So this seems to be a natural fit. And finally, it has seemingly clicked for Michel and McVay.
Well, we've talked about the December run here, 3-0 in December for the Rams. And one of the things is they haven't had a lot of practice time. So when you're a zone team, and that takes practice because you're all coming off like trained seals, trying to work up to a spot. Whoever happens to be in that spot, that's the zone that you're blocking. Well, when you don't have a lot of practice time, you can go more to gap where you're getting double teams. You've got an assigned guy. That's what you're trying to do. So they've really transitioned under Sean McVay here the last few weeks into a little bit more gap style of run.
It plays well for Michelle. He's got Skoranek blocking for him, and he's got the first down near midfield. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Vikings staying connected. The Rams have been in control most of the day, but the Viking defense doing a lot of heavy lifting. Special teams a factor for the Rams to the fourth in a crucial NFC game. Rams lead it by 7 to quarter number 4. Rams entering the day at the top of the NFC West. Trying to get a game ahead of Arizona, who has the tiebreaker as it stands right now with their in-division record. Both teams have one more divisional game to play. They split the season series. Stafford to Kupp, his first catch of the second half, and he's out of bounds at the 43. The ball came loose, but he was out of bounds. And that ends the play. Cameron Dantzler was right in the area. It'll be a gain of 8 for Cooper Kupp.
The ruling on the field was the runner's progress was stopped. Second down.
Yeah, he looks like he's out of bounds anyway. Progress is stopped. Either way, the play's dead after a gain of 8.
That's the second, not the second time, but multiple times that they've run that boot keep game and haven't been able to get that deep cross. They just keep having to throw that out into the flat. Eventually,
well, Mike Zimmer is going to throw the challenge flag again. He's thrown one already in this game, and it was successful on the spot of the ball. He's arguing that the forward progress should not have ended. You see Dantzler kind of punching at the ball there.
well, does the ball hit Cooper Kupp when Cooper Kupp is out of bounds too, right?
So it does there, and it looked like at that point he's out of bounds anyway.
The ruling on the field was forward progress. As such, forward progress is not a reviewable play. The play stands as called. Second down.
And that's a key thing to note. Forward progress is only reviewable when it relates to two things, either the line to gain or a scoring play, and every scoring play is reviewed. So that is a non-reviewable play in this particular scenario because it doesn't count for the line to gain, only if the progress was killed shy of that. So it's an 8-yard gain, second down and 2. Now, there's no penalty for Zimmer in that case. It's not as if he loses a challenge or anything. Here's Darrell Henderson with a big hole. And he's finally dragged down by Xavier Woods near the 25-yard line.
Well, how about it? I mean, when you have receivers that are unselfish, that are willing to do the dirty work, Kupp, you've also got Van Jefferson out here. Go ahead and create the opportunity for your running back to get to the outside edge. Beautifully done.
So they basically use these guys, and we've talked about this today, almost like blocking tight ends. They feel confident running to that side with the receivers, whereas other teams may not feel as comfortable.
Right, you can't get a real kind of understanding of what they're doing because Cooper Kupp can play. He can play tight end essentially at the point of attack like he did there. So it really keeps you on your toes as a defense.
Rams continue to run the football. A 3-yard gain there for Michelle. Almost 170 rushing yards today. They're averaging about 6 a pop, are the Rams on offense. Really nice balance.
I mean, look at the yards rushing. You got 30 attempts. You got 8 more attempts passing than you do rushing, and you got 10 more yards rushing. I mean, that's when you have that kind of balance, that's big time.
Boy, Harrison Smith was limping pretty heavily. That is a big thing to keep a track of. Here's their excellent tackler from the safety spot. Low throw for Beckham, could not scoop it. 3rd down and 7 coming up for Los Angeles.
Well, we've talked about these flood combination routes, right? Trying to get that over route, and so far, Matthew Stafford has had a few of these that have come open, and he had the deep one over the top that he missed on to Beckham, and then that one he throws it in the dirt. My bad. You see him right there, patting himself on the chest. That's mine.
3rd down. Stafford Looking downfield. Coming back to the ball. Tyler Higbee to the rescue for the Rams. You see him kind of grabbing at the back of his leg. He picks up 12 yards and a first down. And another Rams receiver down as well. It took a while for something to finally come open for Matthew Stafford with the Viking coverage downfield. So Higbee's a little shaken up after the play, and Odell Beckham Jr. was a little slow to get up, and he's hobbling again.
Well, Higbee on that. I mean, Higbee on the outside. You have to come back, bail your quarterback out when you see he's in trouble, and you see him on the beeline out there to catch that ball. Nice job of reeling that thing in.
There's OBJ at the top of the Rams set.
One-on-one.
Oh, went right at Patrick Peterson. Those two have been locked up a couple times and maybe banged knees or something. And Peterson got a little brunt of that too.
That looked like when they tested those cars, those crash test dummies in there, right?
Right at each other there.
Roll that car right into a cement wall. I'm not quite sure what the route was.
Tiger on tiger.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Tense moments. We told you about the Rams situation and their playoff picture. Don't forget the Vikings came into action today with the tiebreak over both Philadelphia and New Orleans for the very last NFC playoff spot. Eagles finally got going in the third quarter against the Giants. Saints play the Dolphins tomorrow night. Here's Michelle. Turns down to the 7-yard line to pick up a 4.
Those are just ugly 4s too.
And you mean that in a complimentary way, though, don't you?
Yeah, love the ugly 4s. You've got to learn how to embrace the ugly 4s, because the ugly 4s turn into those opportunities late in games to become 6 and 8, 12-yard gains. And the other thing they do is they force that defense to play tight from kind of low to high, so they can suck in. They can get sucked in that play action game.
Stafford looking for Kupp in traffic. That ball came out loose. It's going to be ruled incomplete, I believe. Back judge came in. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Well, you can see the little double team. Watch. You get Vigil on the outside right here. Smith on the inside.
Maybe a little grab there from Nick Vigil on the hand of Kupp. And Harrison Smith, who's back into the lineup. A key from Minnesota came in to finish off the PBU. 3rd down and 6 for the Rams offense. Stafford for Beckham, open, touchdown! And a little gritty from Odell Beckham Jr. with Justin Jefferson watching on the other side.
He just juked Dantzler at the top of that route. Watch him just fake the in cut. Here he is one-on-one with Dantzler. To watch at the very top, fake the in cut, get him spun around, and it's like stealing. It's not fair. Excellent route by Odell Beckham Jr.
His 4th touchdown in 6 games with the Rams. Classic gritty. And the Rams have their largest lead of the game at 14 points. 6 games with Cleveland this year. Before his release that he requested, didn't have a touchdown in a Browns jersey this year. His 4th with the Rams, and it's given them their largest margin of the day. With Robert Woods getting hurt in early November and Deshaun Jackson waived around the same time, the addition of Odell Beckham Jr. has been a positive one so far for Los Angeles. Playing a role today. A score to put him up 14. Touchback, and Kirk Cousins and the Vikings back to work here in the 4th quarter. You see what he's done today. 18 completions, 6 of them have gone to Jefferson.
Now this is a problem here. 11:37 left in a 2-score game, and this defense, as talented as they are, they know what's coming. They know you've got to throw the ball to get back in this game. It's exactly where you don't want to be if you're Minnesota.
Off the fake, screen set up for Tyler Conklin. Good blocking in front for Conklin, and he takes it out near the 45 into the body of Taylor Rapp. 19-yard pickup.
Well, how do you take advantage when you know you're rushing the passer? You invite everybody up the football field, and then you dump it off to your tight end. Look at everybody rushing, everybody collapsing around Kirk Cousins, and everybody else dropping deep creates that big space for the tight end.
Cousins has time, delivers on target to Osborne inside the Rams 40-yard line. They'll pick up 18 more yards. Ramsey and Williams team up for the stop.
Well, just a little over route. Kirk Cousins on the money right here off the play action stuff, and you're trying to slow down that pass rush to a degree. Really nice start here to this drive.
Another play action, another bootleg, another screen against the rush. And it's Madison. And a first down inside the 25 of Los Angeles. The Viking offense humming out of the gate on this series.
And this is what you think about. When you're an offensive coordinator, what's going to happen to us? Well, we know they're coming after us because they sit there and feel pretty good about their ability to rush our quarterback. So let's hit them with some screens. Let's make sure we take some starch out of this defense.
So now it's 3 plays, 3 first downs. They're suddenly inside the 25, and now you can open your playbook back up if you want.
Sure, now you can get back into your running game. You can be more balanced. You can do those things to protect Kirk Cousins.
Wanwu's in the backfield. Jefferson's in motion. Cousins for Wanwu. And Wanwu with a good gain on first down. Collins and Rapp both there for the tackle after a 6-yard pickup.
And I'll tell you the other thing that's going to happen here is, what are you afraid of if you're the Rams? One quick strike over the top. So you're going to drop back deep. You're going to open up that underneath throw, whether it's a screen, whether what we just saw there, a screen pass. So Minnesota really playing this well right now on this drive.
Cousins over the middle, Conklin. First down and goal for Minnesota.
Beautifully done. I mean, it's really about situational football. You know what you're getting. You know these guys are all going to drop out on this underneath coverage. You see Conklin in the middle of the football field in zone right there. Beautiful first down. Handoff.
Not much room for Wanwu. Good job by Hollins to stack him up. This is the 5th time today that the Vikings offense has gone inside the 10-yard line. On the previous 4 trips, only 1 touchdown. That has not been the case most of the year. They've been pretty good in this area. The Rams defense has bent but not broken.
Well, now if you're the Rams, you don't have to drop out. You don't have to worry about getting beat over the top because there's nowhere to go with the end line there. So now you can stack back inside there, play a little bit more aggressive like you did the first 3 quarters.
Pressure from the Rams. Cousins to the end zone. Osborne, touchdown!
Well, all you have to do is recognize the man-to-man coverage out here, and what you're going to see is inside Osborne right there. He's got the outside leverage by Darius Williams. He's just running away from him in man-to-man. Nobody in the middle of the field, 0 coverage, and that's like stealing. Too easy.
Right back to a 7-point game. Excellent drive by the Vikings offense there. A really nice response and bounce back. And Kirk Cousins 6 of 6 on that series for Minnesota. So the second half offense for Minnesota at times this year, for a good chunk of it, just hasn't been particularly good. Not like in the first half. this was going to be a big test. Kirk Cousins, second half, down 2 touchdowns. Right. Can you respond? They just did.
Well, they certainly did, and I love the play calling, right? Yep. You know you're going to get that pass rush up the football field. You know you're going to get that coverage to drop off. So what are we going to do? Design some screens, swing pass out there, get those underneath routes going, and let those guys run after the catch, and that's exactly how Minnesota attacked that situation they were in. Beautifully done.
A wild second half, though. We've seen 24 points on the board between the two teams. It all started with that key play by Tomlinson, leading to the second bar pick, the third for Stafford. Minnesota didn't waste any time. They punched it right home. The punt by Berry leading to the big return from Brandon Powell, the 61-yard punt return touchdown. That was one of the key plays here in this second half. Rams added a field goal in the third. They had a touchdown a moment ago to Osborne. Beckham had the touchdown for the Rams here in the fourth quarter. And a 27-20 game after all of that. This is what the second half numbers look like. A good response offensively for Minnesota. But the Rams still have the lead, and they have the ball with 8:21 to play.
And how do you respond to a touchdown drive? That's the question you got to ask yourself. To me, get right back to handing and featuring Sony Michel.
He's run for over 100 yards today. He'll have nothing on that play. Big Sheldon Richardson in the thick of things for Minnesota, along with Armand Watts plugging up the middle against Michel.
Well, forget about 8-man fronts. How about 9-man fronts, 10-man fronts? I mean, just load everybody in that box, and that's exactly. Hey, Minnesota knows what they're going to do, right? They know they're going to come out here and run the ball. Now, second down and long situation. What are you playing for? You're playing for the play-action pass.
Handoff Michel, and that hole was open for a moment, got closed up by Barr and Kendricks. Michael Pierce with the initial contact. Here we go, big third down and 6, halfway through the fourth quarter. Stafford protected, looking for Kupp. He got loose from Mackenzie Alexander. And there goes Cooper Kupp down inside the 35 of Minnesota. Xavier Woods finally wraps him up. That is a 37-yard connection for Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
Sometimes it's quickness, sometimes it's strength, sometimes it's a little bit of both. Right there at the top of the route, just mixing it up and cutting yourself loose. Right here, watch, bam! Inside, almost like a defensive lineman pass rush move, get yourself to the outside, and Cooper Kupp on the run. That's what he does best.
His 130th catch of the season, adding on to his Rams franchise record. That's top 5 in NFL history in a single season. Here is Michel bouncing off the initial surge, and Sheldon Richardson drags him down after 3 yards.
And remember what Sean McVay said about Cooper Kupp. Whatever you think about him, just add a little bit. He's a little stronger than you think. He's a little twitchier than you think. He's a little faster than you think. And you saw all those things come to fruition on that play as he uses that strength, uses almost a defensive line pass rush move to get that leverage that he wants so he can get the outside cut. The rest is history on Alexander.
Closing in on yet another 100-yard game. 90-plus yards in 11 straight games, a record. Fake to Michel. There's Kupp again. Dantzler trying to rip the ball out. Alexander helps finish him off at the 25. It'll be third down and short for Los Angeles, approaching 5 minutes to play.
Isn't it amazing when you think about, we talked to Mike Zimmer, you talk to defensive coordinators around the league, there's one thing that they're all trying to stop. That's number 10. They're always trying to stop number 10. They always have a plan to stop number 10. Zimmer told us, hey man, go watch the Tennessee game. They really did a good job on Cooper Kupp. He ended up having 11 catches in that game. That's a good job against Cooper Kupp.
Only Arizona has held Kupp under 90 yards this year. Oh, Stafford was stumbling out of the gate, tripped up by his center, Coleman Shelton, but somehow got it to Michel, and he got the first down.
Well, he stumbled simply because Michael Pierce just shoved Shelton into the backfield. Look at him. Look at. I mean, did you see him just the stretch? He's so far behind. He's diving to get that ball to Sony Michel.
That's a key chain-moving run. There's Brian Allen, who's got the earpiece in, out with the knee issue, the typical center. Shelton doing the snapping with Stafford. See the Vikings starting to creep up a little bit closer to the line. Now Smith backs off. Michel on the cutback. Alexander and Smith and Peterson, all three of them team up to knock him out of bounds. It's second down. 3:49 to play. Now the clock stops when you go out of bounds inside of 5 minutes to play. So the clock stops at 3:49.
How about that cutback? I mean, you're running to the right-hand side. You're running basically a four-hole entry point, the hole between the guard and the tackle, and you cut it all the way back to the backside D-gap, all the way outside the widest guy on the football field. That's just great vision by Sony Michel.
Jake Funk with his first carry. The rookie gets stacked up. Nothing doing. Great job by Nick Vigil for the Minnesota defense. Now timeout used for the first time in the half. So we've told you what's at stake for these two teams, Rams and Vikings, right in the thick of the playoff picture, and big games coming up next week, and maybe none bigger than the Arizona Cardinals, who have lost 3 in a row after the loss against Indianapolis last night, trying desperately to stay in the picture. The Cowboys have clinched a playoff spot. They're closing in on the NFC East title. They'll play Washington tonight. Eagles, Washington in the early window is huge next week as well. And you see the NFC playoff picture. Packers have clinched the division. They picked up the victory against Cleveland yesterday. Rams trying to lock home a playoff spot with a win today. Tampa Bay en route to the NFC South title if they finish off Carolina. Welcome those of you who saw Atlanta knock off Detroit. Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, Shannon Spake here in Minneapolis. A timeout from Minnesota.
First timeout, Los Angeles.
And now the Rams counter with a timeout of their own with 3:44 to play before a big 3rd down and 4 for Sean McVay's team. Matthew Stafford, first season as the Rams quarterback. If the Rams win this game, they are in the playoffs. The Vikings came in at 7-7 with the tiebreak on both the Eagles and the Saints for that final wild card spot.
Well, you're up 7 here, 3rd down. You don't want to get crazy because you've got a pretty standard field goal here, a short field goal attempt with a Pro Bowl field goal kicker in Matt Gay. So, you know, everything is on the table right now. 3rd down and 4. You can run this football, set up a little play action, maybe hit Cooper Kupp out there in the flat somewhere off a boot keep game, but do nothing crazy. Don't throw it in the middle of the football field where it can get tipped and picked.
3 interceptions for Matthew Stafford today. He bounced back on the last drive with a touchdown to Beckham. Sony Michel, who's got over 100 yards rushing, is the back. You're all caught up. Let's have some fun for the final 3:44. Screen, Kupp, all the blockers in front of him, and it's a first down inside the 10. Right on cue, Cooper Kupp, catch number 10 today.
Well, I love it too, and you know, they went out and got not only Cooper Kupp has been here, but they went out and got Odell Beckham Jr. He throws the key block right there, so Kupp can cut back up inside and loop inside of that key block. There it is right there, number 3. Beautiful job, and that's something that when you watch, Eric Yarber is the wide receiver coach here. When you watch, and I talked to Eric before the game, I go, Yarbs, man, it shows. Your coaching shows. That is something that Odell Beckham Jr. has embraced since he's been here. He's been totally unselfish, and he has jumped into that group with those blocking schemes.
There's Michel, not much there. Second down and goal inside of 3 minutes, and Minnesota will use another timeout. We'll step aside. 2:56 and counting. The Rams trying to secure a playoff berth. Our fabulous crew led by Barry Landis, Mitch Riggin, Joe Williams, Jonathan Biles, Joel Blosser, Ron McGuggins and company. This is how you tell a story with video and pictures, folks. Time's starting to run out on Minnesota. Philadelphia is dominating the second half against the Giants. If the Eagles win and the Vikings lose, Minnesota would fall out of the playoff picture for the time being. Philadelphia would take the final playoff spot in the NFC at 8-7. Remember, the Niners beat the Eagles earlier this year, so they would stay ahead of them. Second down and goal for Stafford and the Rams. Sony Michel knocked down by Cameron Dantzler. Third and goal here. And Mike Zimmer will use his final timeout.
The Rams doing a great job of responding to the touchdown drive that Minnesota put together to make it a one-score game. That's how you do it. The mixture of pass and run, dominating the line of scrimmage, patience, eating up clock.
All the things that have gotten them to a 3-0 record in the month of December.
And you think about that 3-0 record. I mean, what you've overcome. Lack of practice. They had 2 practices over the last, 14 days. COVID, up to 30 guys on the COVID, the COVID situation, IR, whatever you want to call it, and just amazing their ability to respond.
Third down and goal. They'll keep it on the ground with Michel. Kept it conservative, as you talked about. You can kick the field goal and extend it to a 2-score game. This will get you very close, if not all the way down after the kick to the 2-minute warning. And you got the Pro Bowler Matt Gay, who has missed 1 field goal all season, all the way back in week 4, to try to extend this to a 2-score lead. Vikings this season have had a lead of at least 6 points in every game this year. The Rams have led wire to wire today. They lead it by 10 with 2 minutes to play. Perfectly executed with Orzek, Hecker, and Gay. Sean McVay knows what that means.
Sean McVay described himself as I'm demanding, I'm not demeaning. And he is one of those guys that he'll be the first guy to admit, man, I don't know it all. I don't know what we're doing with this COVID stuff that we've been battling, all the issues that we've had. All I know is we're going to put in the work, and we're going to give you guys a plan, and hopefully we can execute that thing together. He just brings, there's such a positive energy when it comes to this team.
They're trying to win the NFC West. So you see the Cardinals took the L last night. They have a tough game at Dallas next week, and then Seattle. Rams will head east to Baltimore. Interesting day today for Baltimore. Josh Johnson at quarterback against the Bengals, who are putting together a good performance. Rams and Niners in the final week. So as it stands right now, Los Angeles is in first place in the NFC West. For the time being, the tiebreak still belongs to Arizona if those two teams would have the same record. But week 18, with both teams playing in the division, would go a long way to deciding who wins the NFC West as well. Both teams could obviously make the playoffs, but to have home field advantage, a big key with only the #1 seed getting a bye in the first round now.
The way Arizona's been playing, I don't know that they want any home field advantage. They don't want any home games on playoff time. They've struggled at the home.
Yeah, their last win, they beat Chicago a few weeks back. They've lost 3 straight since. Obviously no DeAndre Hopkins right now for Arizona too. Well, that one slipped out of the hands of Cousins, but his hand was clearly moving forward. It's ruled properly as an incomplete pass. Second down, 2-minute warning. Vikings down 10. Rams trying to finish off a tough win in a tough place in Minneapolis and lock up a spot in the playoffs.
It's the most wonderful time of the
Little Santa.
year.
Got a lot of festive folks here in Minneapolis. They did rule it a fumble against Cousins, 2nd and 12, and a looping shot into Rams territory for KJ Osborne. Keeping the Vikings in it. Remember, they're out of timeouts, 105 seconds to play. 30-yard pickup there to Osborne. We need a quick strike, and then they need to hope for an onside kick. You can kick the field goal here as well if you get into range. Through the hands of Jefferson. Rare miscue there, and it's 2nd down.
Had a couple miscommunications between Jefferson and Cousins. Right here, a little bit behind Jefferson there on the throw by Cousins. That's tough when all your body momentum is going on an inside cut on that route. That ball gets behind you.
6 grabs for 84 yards for Jefferson today. Cousins being chased by Greg Gaines. Escaped him, got hit, lost the ball. Darisaw reaching for it. It's still loose. And it's Darisaw to the rescue for the Vikings.
Inside 2 minutes, the ball fumbled, recovered by the non-fumbler. The ball will be spotted where the fumble is covered. 3rd down.
Great pursuit by Gaines, and then, sure enough, Aaron Donald.
Yeah, weird. Aaron Donald making a play.
Yeah, ever heard of it?
Yeah, that rarely happens.
He's been impactful today. Here's Jefferson on the comeback route, trying to get out of bounds, and he does. That'll stop the clock with 50 seconds. But that does bring up 4th down, right at the 42 of Los Angeles. 4th down and 5 coming up here. Up and down year for Minnesota. They haven't had a 3-game losing streak or a 3-game winning streak all season. They've alternated these little packets of wins and losses. They're sitting at 7-7. And won their last 2 games against Pittsburgh and Chicago to get to this point.
2nd charge timeout, Los Angeles.
Little Polaroid timeout. Sean McVay gets a look at what the Vikings want to do offensively. Take the time to set something up defensively. Well, of course, we're so thankful. We got a wonderful crew here as part of our Fox Sports crew. There's Corinna, we got Buffy. We saw Aaron hanging up the stockings. There's Brian in the back, my fellow Chicagoan. Jonathan Biles in our B unit. Minnesota's finest. There's the Hall of Famer Barry Landis, Ronnie Mack. Of course, Joe Williams was going to wear some very sexy reindeer glasses. Joe, that was nice. I just want to tell everybody, I'm so fortunate to work with these wonderful, wonderful people. If I can't be with my own family, this is the family I want to be with. There's Jefferson inside the 35. Vikings still alive, cannot stop the clock. 15-yard gain. See if they spike it here. Get set. And stop the clock.
Looks like they're going to bring out the field goal unit here.
So this is what we talked about.
Right.
You can kick the field goal at any point as long as you're in range, because it's a 2-score game. You're going to need the onside kick. I personally like this move. Obviously got to make the kick, but I like what they're doing here to conserve some time.
Right, I do as well. Kick the field goal, get the 3 points, see if you can get the onside kick, give yourself at least a couple of shots on a Hail Mary to the end zone.
44-yard try for Greg Joseph. Perfectly kicked. So now a 7-point game. You've conserved some time. Still 32 seconds to play. And now it'll come down to an onside kick in a season where we've actually seen a handful of onside kicks be converted. So you never know what's going to take place. 30-23, though, the Rams on top. Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, Shannon Spake down on the field. Our fantastic Fox Sports crew. Again, just thanks for joining us today. We're very fortunate, happy, lucky to be here. Give me a sense of what you've seen today. Rams on the road. We know how tough of an environment this is. What did you think of the response?
Well, I thought it was a great response by the Rams, obviously. The way they've been able to control the line of scrimmage, the way they've been able to run the ball. Not a great day for Matthew Stafford, but again, a great connection with Cooper Kupp that kept them alive in the passing game. And then Minnesota just continuing to fight here, which has been really good to see, both offensively and defensively, being able to create some turnovers. They have kept themselves in this football game.
Well, sure enough, we got a one-score game, right?
Right.
Minnesota has been playing one-score games all season. All but one of their games has been decided by one score. They had a 2-touchdown win against Seattle early in the year. Since then, 12 straight one-score games played. Granted, last week it came down to the final play to make it a one-score game. Hands team out there for the Rams, and it's secured by Los Angeles. Van Jefferson took a little punishment in there, but he holds on to the game-sealing ball.
Really nice. I mean, they do a great job of getting this to bounce right back up. You see that by Joseph, and that's what you want. You want those couple of bounces to get up there and give yourself an opportunity.
And Blake Lynch had a nice hit on Van Jefferson, who held on tightly and is able to secure it for the victory. Rams will take a knee, and they'll take a spot in the NFC playoffs this season. At the very least, Los Angeles knows it's playing postseason football once again under Sean McVay. 4th time in the last 5 seasons for McVay and the Rams in the playoffs. They still have a shot to clinch the NFC West. And meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins, they fall out of the playoff race. Likely Philadelphia will take that final wild card spot for the time being. Vikings have the Packers and the Bears, though, still to come in the next 2 weeks. 30-23, the Rams with the victory. Will wrap things up from Minneapolis on the other side.